ready? All right, turn around. We have our cervical vertebrae, which is C1 through C7. Turn back around. Drop your arms. We have our diaphragm, which is the muscle that separates your abdomen from your chest. The external abdominal oblique muscles. You have your frontal bone. Lift your head. Move your arms. And your highway bone. And then we have, turn around, the lumbar vertebrae, which is L1 through L5. Turn around. We have our mandible, the masseter, and we have our maxilla. Then we have our nasal bones, which is right here at the nose. And then we have the occipital bone, which is the back of the head, parietal bone, which is right here. Then we have the rectus abdominis muscles. Turn around. Your sacromatoxis, which is your tailbone. There's 3 of them. Then you have your sternocleidoid mastoid muscles that go there. And then we have the sternum. And you have your temporal bones, which is on the sides. And then the thoracic vertebrae, which is T1 through T12. Turn back up, and your trapezius muscle, which is the topmost muscle in your back. And then you have your zygomatic bone, which is right here. Okay, now we have our biceps, which is a top muscle. Brachioradialis muscle goes here. You have your carpals, which is your wrist, and there's 8 of them. You have your clavicle. Then you have your deltoid muscle, your humerus. Turn back around. Good girl. Your latissimus dorsi muscle, which is the biggest muscle in your back. Then you have your metacarpals, which is your hand bones, and there's 5 of those. You have your pectoralis major muscles, which is your chest, your phalanges, wiggle your fingers, phalanges. Then you have your radius, which is this little bone. Turn out. You have your rhomboid major, minor muscles. Then you have your scapula, which is your shoulder blades. Then you have your tricep, brachii muscles, and your ulna. Okay. And then go into your legs. You have your femur and your fibula, your fibularis longus muscle, your gastrocnemius, my husband would kill me, gastrocnemius muscle, which is this one. Turn around. Your gastrocnemius muscle is this one. Your gluteus maximus, turn back around. Your gracilis muscle is the long one. Then you have your hamstring muscles, and there's 3 of those, and it's the semitendinous muscle, your semimembranous muscle, and the bicep femoris. I didn't pronounce those right. Then you have your ilium, which is the top hip bone, your ischium, which is the bottom hip bone. Hang on. And then your metatarsals, which is your feet bones. There's 5 of those. Your patella is your knee bone. Your pubis is right here. Your phalanges is your toes. Then you have your quadricep muscles, which is the top 4 ones. And you have the pectus femoris. You have the vastus lateralis, the vastus intermedius, and the vastus medialis. Then you have your sartorius, which kind of goes in an S shape on your thigh, atop of it. You have your tarsals, which is your ankle bones, and there's 7 of those per foot. You have your tibia, and then the tibialis anterior muscle runs along the inside. Say thank you and night-night.